Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today's video is going to be an affordable get ready with me. I kind of love doing these. Who doesn't actually? And I've got a lot on my mind about the beauty community, so I feel like it's going to be one of those kind of chatty get ready with me's. So as far as what we have for today's video, I went to Walgreens, got a little sidetracked by the Halloween section. Ugh, who lives for the Halloween section? Anyone else? Also, my Real Techniques haul from both my free haul that I posted on Monday and then a couple more Real Techniques before that fall haul sale ended. And then Focallure sent me some stuff. I've got some commentary on using this. You know I don't really do first impressions, so I've already tried this. Let's get into it. We got a lot to do today. I'm going to be starting off with the Turkey eyeshadow palette today. I did a purple, actually I'll review it afterwards. Let's talk about this Anastasia stuff first. Let me take this plastic off the mirror. Look at that, a little bit of ASMR for you. So I'm starting off with the shade Ankara. Let's chat about this Anastasia Beverly Hills drama. So if you are unaware, basically the brand Anastasia Beverly Hills has released, it feels like half of their palettes just this year. I'm probably right, let's actually count them. Modern Renaissance, Mario Palette, Subculture, Prism, Soft Glam, Norvina, and Sultry before this year. So 7 before this year, and then in 2019, not counting those little palettes they released earlier in the year, we had Riviera, Alyssa Edwards, Jackie Aina, the 3 Pro palettes, Norvina Pro palettes, and now Carly Bible. That's 7. Yeah, so 50% of their palettes from the entire brand have been released this year. More than 50% if you opt to count those little ones. The response from the beauty community has been a little mixed. It feels like half of the people are saying, you know, Anastasia Beverly Hills, how could you do this to us? This is too much for us to keep up with. We can't afford to purchase all of these. It's a sign that you're reducing the quality to just speed up the releases. And the other half of people are saying, guys, this is how business has always been. Brands will always release a lot, and it's on you to be the one to decide, okay, I don't have the money for this, so I won't buy it. I have kind of an interesting perspective here because I feel like I've been on both sides of this with how I treated the Urban Decay Naked series. I'm switching over to the Real Techniques Crease Duo that I bought in my free haul. Let's do this shade on Talia. That looks really pretty. So I had the collect them all mentality with the Urban Decay Naked palettes, and I had it right up through the Naked Heat palette. Basically, when Urban Decay released Naked Cherry, I had to kind of sit myself down. I owned so many of the red toned palettes that I knew I didn't need Naked Cherry, but I also wanted to complete my collection. The problem is I already had every Naked palette, which was 5 at that point. I didn't love all 5 that I owned, and I really didn't want this one. So I had to have this moment of realizing you don't need to collect them all. I just had it locked into my head that this was a thing that I needed to do. I needed to collect all of these $50 palettes, but I also knew that I really didn't. And I broke myself there, and it's been very freeing ever since. I have not purchased another palette in the Naked series, not a single one of them. They don't appeal to me. Even Naked Honey, as pretty as it is, if you block out that yellow shade, it's really not that exciting. It's not that unique to my collection. I can see how it would be nice if you don't own a ton of palettes already. But I think that was my issue, and I feel like around this time is when a lot of people started coming to this realization of we don't need 99% of the makeup that's being sold to us. And I think that when you start getting into this with the higher end brands, it becomes even more difficult. I think that's why people give ColourPop a pass. ColourPop has been doing this for so long. ColourPop releases, what, 3 palettes a week? I'm building up the color with this Kekova shade. Am I saying that right? So I guess what I'm saying is I understand the personal responsibility arguments, but at the same time I also know firsthand the collect them all mentality and have been there, and I absolutely don't think that the majority of the beauty community contributes positively to overcoming that. If you're following trend mood on the daily, it starts to feel like, oh, well, yeah, it's normal to buy an eyeshadow palette every single day. And maybe it is for some people, but that doesn't mean that it's realistic. Oh, I'm getting some fallout. Not only is it not realistic, though, it could also, really harm your finances. And for a lot of these large beauty gurus who are making, rather substantial amounts of money, I don't think it's easy to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's making $26,000 a year, So it just seems like, oh yeah, a palette a day, totally normal, but it's not for most of us. I got a little distracted by a phone call and used this to blend everything out while I was on the phone. These are such great brushes. I'm going to use the Instapop crease brush, the smaller one, and let's see, what shade do we want to use? Let's try this golden horn shade. I feel like that looks quite pretty. I gotta admit, I'm loving this effect. What I'm gonna do is build up a little bit more depth in the outer corner with the shade Hazelnuts. What I think we need to do as a community is kind of come together more and, positively encourage each other, realizing that these large beauty gurus are not going to do this. They are going to continue to push products. And maybe that's fine to some people, maybe it's not, but regardless, we've got to encourage people, you don't have to buy everything. You really don't. I'm going to crack into this Artist Sketch Eyebrow Pencil. Let's see what shade they sent. This is 02 Deep Brown. We may do some kind of an ombre look with this, I think. I also want to say something that might seem like, wow, that's incredibly common sense. But yeah, people don't seem to be saying it, so I'll say it. I think it's important to realize that the beauty community is never going to have a kind of famous, popular beauty guru figure that is truly relatable. Because the thing is, even if a person starts off as knowing what it's like to be living that $26,000 salary life, eventually, if they are successful, they're no longer gonna be living that. This is my biggest issue with Shane Dawson, who I'm sure is a very nice person, but I have not watched a lot of his content. It just seems like everything I see of him, he's like, oh, I'm so poor. And I'm like, see your reviews. You are not poor. So what do you guys think? Does it bother you, the amount of palettes that Anastasia is releasing? Do you feel like the brand is changing or not thinking about their fans, or do you just not care? I'm actually really impressed with this. It has the creaminess that I like, that precisely my brow type of texture. Maybe it's not creaminess, but not hardness of Fenty MVP. Yeah, this is nice. I will have to see how it wears because I liked the Etude House drawing eyebrow pencil, but it wears terribly, at least on me. So check the description. I'll make sure I update you guys. It comes with a stencil. What? This is the Infallible Liquid Eyeliner in 400 Black from L'Oreal, the Super Slim 0.4 millimeter. That's a cheap stencil. I don't like it. Take that how you will, because I pretty much hate absolutely everything I try the first time I use it. No idea what that is. Can't tell if it's just an extreme hatred towards the world that manifests towards everything new or what. But I'm going to tell you a little secret. This is basically becoming one of those drugstore that replaced high-end for me. This is the Isadora Glossy Eyeliner. I think I got this from, what's that site called? Buzz Agent? When I first got it, I was like, yeah, okay, it's one of those weird pointed ones. It's just kind of plastic. What am I going to do with it? Probably not use it. But I ended up having it in my little eyeliner drawer, and the more I use it, the more I love it. This is so dark. Waterproof, doesn't budge. This is a hidden gem, and I figure, I might as well share this with you, especially in a video that's got a lot of international products in it. I bought this a while ago, and I still haven't tried it, so let's do it today. This is the Tony Moly Gold Edition Chic Skin Cushion. But wait till you see the packaging on this. This is the shade 02 Chic Beige, and I got this off the YesStyle site. I don't remember how much this was exactly, but how cute is that packaging? That looks like it's way more than, it was around $15. So I've already used 2 of these, but I haven't yet used the contour. I did buy all of the new custom 3-in-1 for sheer, medium, or full coverage brushes. What are we calling these? Is this like part of a series? 3-in-1 brush, control your coverage. I think it's the control your coverage collection. So this is the minimum coverage setting. It's going to give you obviously more spread out bristles. As you pull it down, you get the midway point where you get kind of both, and then maximum coverage is going to be, I took it too far, right there where you're going to get the most dense bristles. And it goes down all the way. Now I've already noticed one con with these, just to point this out. Because it goes all the way down into the tube, what's going to happen is some of the brushes are going to catch, so you'll get a little bit of fraying. Less so with this one and more so with the cheek brush. The complexion brush, yeah, this one isn't doing it. But I don't really care. I think that for the price, I think these were like $12. I don't care. I need these kind of brushes to keep in my bag, and I'd much rather have one that goes all the way down. And by the way, this is an SPF of 50. You know what? I think I'm going to share a PR haul with you guys in this video, since this is a chatty video, and I feel like the explanation for that package is I thought I had something on my skin, and it's just it's a pimple. All right, so true story about me and Ara. Where do I even start with this? So, you know how everybody has kind of like a unique scent to them? This is going to sound weird for a second. Bear with me, okay? I promise it's going to get a little less weird. So everybody has a unique scent to them. She's a little sweet. I can never tell if it's body chemistry or you are what you eat, because here's the thing. She really does eat a lot of fruit. Like when we go to the grocery store, she comes over to the cart with bags and bags of apples, oranges, strawberries. She loves fruit. Whereas I'm over there shopping in the herbs and the vegetables. Am I admitting this? I've had people tell me that I smell a little spicy. Cool. This is that face and body brush that I hauled on Monday. So I saw in the reviews people saying that they were using it as a replacement for a beauty blender. Brilliant idea, you guys. This is so good for that. So I also bought this when we were at Walgreens. I bought the Candid Antioxidant Concealer in the shade 22 Sand. They actually had testers in a Walgreens, so I found my perfect shade. Revlon had sent me the shade Banana a long time ago, and it is not the right shade for me. All right, so where was I? I swear my brain is as cluttered as the desk behind me. So, you know, again, I don't know what it is that makes people have their unique scents, but I can tell you this: bugs do not bother me. I probably don't seem like I would taste as good as Ara, and she has a lot of problems with bugs eating her alive whenever we go outside. Now, I love the outside. Oh my gosh, I talk so much about camping and hiking and all these things, and we just do it so much less because of this issue. Now, of course, you all know she's my favorite person in the whole world, so I've been looking for a solution to this for so long. So I do get a lot of PR through the Octoly website, so I was just looking on there to see what they have. And one of the brands that they were advertising was something called Greener Ways Organic. And what they do is carry this DEET-free alternative, you know, greener bug spray. I should show you guys what I'm talking about. This is it. This is a giant bottle, 12 ounces, $16.99. That's the reason I'm putting this in this video. If we're talking about affordable stuff. We went for a walk last night and not a single mosquito landed on us. Of course, they never land on me, but not a single mosquito landed on her. Now, that said, I give you pros and cons. I always tell you the exact truths of things. We also went to the pool, and I noticed that we were still getting the no-see-ums. Those were actually landing on both of us. You know, some of them must prefer the spicier cuisine in their lives. So I already showed you guys this. I'm going to show you the other stuff they sent me. So this is the Mosquito Bite-Free Zone. Creates a bite-free zone up to 100-foot radius. This is $10, works for 7 days. The DEET-free bug repellent for kids, soothing on skin. This one was, I believe, $8.99. I hope I'm right on these prices. And then the 2-in-1 SPF 30 sunscreen and bug repellent. This is, of course, a physical sunscreen, not chemical. I feel like I'm the most hesitant specifically with this one because it would be something you apply to your skin. So you're gonna need to know how you react to essential oils, Whereas with these, you could just spray it on your clothes. Even then, you still need to know how you react to essential oils. Very important. But yeah, I think it was a great solution to this problem that we've been having. I'm so happy to find out that these are super affordable. So thank you, Greener Ways Organic, for sending me this stuff. I feel like I took a shot in the dark, and I'm so happy that it's working. I do have a blush from Focallure as well. This is the Fresh Blush in C07 Peach. So since I confessed to you guys that I love spicy food, do you want to hear the story of the fajitas? In the painfully recent past, I had the idea one evening that I wanted to make fajitas. So I got all my raw ingredients, I bought my jalapenos, and as I was standing there in the kitchen, I can still remember this life choice that I was faced with. I was trying to decide what's the right amount of jalapenos to make a normal person recipe, because I was making this not just for myself, but for Ara as well, who doesn't love spicy food. So I stood there for a while thinking, okay, well, I would probably use maybe 4 or 5 jalapenos, so 2 is probably reasonable, right? You guys, I cooked up such a mean recipe. Oh my gosh, these fajitas were so delicious. So I have my fajita, Ara puts together her fajita, we go over to the dining area, we are eating these, and I'm enjoying the moment. I'm just like, dang, I did such a good job on these fajitas. And I finally look up to Ara and I'm like, what do you think, sweetie? Do you like them? And I see her sitting there having had one bite. She's going silently so that I don't know anything is up. And this is when it hits me. I'm like, oh, was 2 jalapenos too much for somebody who doesn't like spicy? I thought it was very dialed back. See, this is the thing, if you like spicy food, you cannot judge other people's spicy levels. I thought this was completely reasonable. I didn't even use ghost peppers. She's so sweet though. She was just sitting there, probably mouth on fire, just trying to not hurt my feelings about these fajitas, even though I can clearly see she is suffering. My bad, but also, darn, those were good fajitas. Okay, so I'm opening this contour brush. We'll try some bronzing. Minimum all over warm glow, mid frame along the jawline, forehead max sculpt the hollows of the cheekbones. So that will be the setting for bronzer. There's contour. Oh yeah, look at that. It actually takes the correct shape on. And then that would be, yeah. Oh my gosh, this is cute. We have one more product to try on, and then I have to clean up my mess behind me. This is the Top Secret Velvet Liquid Lipstick. All right, that's cute packaging. So this is 08. No smell. Oh, what? This reminds me of Too Faced Gingerbread Man. I like it. It is a velvet matte, not a completely dry down ultra matte type of formula. And let's compare it to that Too Faced. I feel like it's more brick in color and the Too Faced is a little more orange. Oh, it's kind of close though. So that's the Too Faced, that's the Focallure. Yeah, it's a little more red, but it's pretty close. They sent me another lipstick and I honestly don't like it. It was the only Focallure product that I didn't like. It is the Ultra Cheek Lips. It's a matte formula, but it's that matte formula like the Maybelline Superstay. It has that sticky feel. I think some people prefer it because it's not as drying on the lips. It's like that sticky layer kind of locks in the moisture. I prefer just dry because I do not like when my lips stick together when I purse them together. So yeah, this was a miss for me personally, but a lot of people love the Maybelline Superstay and I do not. Well, I feel like we accomplished a lot today. We discussed the ABH palettes. You learned to be afraid of my cooking. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time.